It's time for dinner. Who doesn't love a good fried rice? So today we're going to be making fried rice with a little bit of egg and some frozen veggies because I'm lazy. And it's usually the easiest way to do it. You're going to want to start off with get your wok nice and warm. Add a tablespoon of a neutral oil. I'm just going to let that really coat the pan, get that going. And once that's coated the pan, once your oil is hot, you're going to add the whites to scallions. This is just to season the oil a little bit. And you'll notice that for this recipe, I have everything already done, already separated, because it's something you have to move fairly quickly with. Some of this stuff cooks really fast. When you're cooking, with stir fry, with wok, a lot of it cooks really, really fast. So you have to move pretty quickly. So it's just more efficient and easier to have everything set up, ready to go. So you're gonna let your scallions cook, become a little bit more fragrant, probably about 30 seconds to a minute. And then once that's good, you're gonna drop in some beaten eggs. I added some pepper, a little bit of garlic salt to mine. You can add whatever you want, but that's just what I do. All right, so now, time to fry up some eggs. And you're gonna want, like I said, the eggs are beaten. You're gonna want to scramble them. You don't want them to be too solidified because you're gonna want to be able to easily push them throughout the entire dish of the fried rice. So just keep those moving, keep them going around. Scrape all the stuff off the sides of the wok, reincorporate it, make sure you get a nice good scramble going. And it's going to start to solidify fairly quickly because, like I said, this is a high heat cook, so this is something that's going to take very little time. This is a great recipe for someone who likes takeout but maybe wants to do possibly a little bit healthier or possibly a little bit quicker, be able to do things on their own. So as you can see, it's already scrambling. The eggs are already basically done. So you're going to push those to the side of the pan. And next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce in the little well that we've created on the side. Now you're probably wondering, why are you adding the sauce not in anything? This is to give it a little bit of a toasted or smoked flavor. Shout out to the YouTube channel Aaron and Claire for giving me this tip. And it's going to give a little bit more of a rich flavor to your fried rice. I'm just going to incorporate all that in there. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to add your rice in. I have these pre-cooked rice packets because this is a lazy version, so we're going to lean right into it. These are quick, these are easy, these are fairly inexpensive, and you want to make sure they're cooked in order to speed up the process, and that way you don't have to wait for the rice to cook in the pan or anything like that. Get all of that mixed in nice and good. And you'll notice, because I use 2 packets of rice, it's a little light. So if yours comes out a little light, you can add a little bit more soy sauce if you'd like. You can add a little bit of ponzu if you're looking for a little bit more flavor. And ponzu, for anyone that's watching that doesn't know, ponzu is basically soy sauce with yuzu in it. And it's a great addition. Just add a little bit of that. All right. Next we're going to add our veggies. I have peas, carrots, going everywhere, and some frozen shishito peppers that I have. And obviously the dogs are helping me clean up anything that falls. Hey, how about you don't eat frozen peas, buddy? And you're going to want to push this around, cook all of these so that these veggies get cooked through. Because these were frozen, it's going to take a little bit longer. That's why I have another bowl over there with the half of a yellow onion that I'm using that I'm putting in here as well. So start going. Push that to the side again. Drop in that onion. Start getting that onion stir fried. Now these are going to release a little bit of moisture, these vegetables. So you're going to want to Keep this on a nice high heat. Try to get everything moving so that the moisture has a good chance of evaporating. Like I said, this is one of those things, you're moving quick, you're constantly stirring everything, you're keeping everything going. The pan is very hot. This goes better on something like an open flame, like a gas stove, which obviously I don't have. But it's still going to be a very hot pan, so you're going to keep things moving so things don't burn. And then, you're going to add a few dashes of fish sauce and oyster sauce. Now, I know some of you are thinking, fish sauce, that sounds weird. But it's a good umami bomb flavor in there. It doesn't make it taste or smell fishy. I don't like seafood, and this is basically the only reason I have fish sauce is for this fried rice. And it gives it that good, authentic takeout flavor without adding a whole bunch of extra salt. There is a little bit in there, let's be real. The oyster sauce sometimes doesn't want to come out, it's a little bit thicker. This is what gives it that deep color, a little bit more than even the soy sauce will. As well as giving it a nice flavor, nice little extra bit to the rice. Go. And as you can see, it's still a little light, so you can add a little bit more of like the soy sauce, more of the ponzu. And this is basically just because I did 2 packages of rice, but I did that because this reheats really well. This is a good way to prep some sides for the rest of the week. If you're cooking for a lot of people, it's a good way to get a lot of, not a lot of veggies, but get some veggies in there and get a good amount of side in there. This is just some the greens for the green onions. Always use all parts of it. Get that in there incorporated nicely. And if you're afraid, if you're doing something like this and you're afraid it's going to be a little too salty, if you add too much soy sauce, you're afraid it's going to be a little bit too fishy or too oyster saucy, which is based off of oyster mushrooms, I believe. You can, make sure you give it a taste. Try it out, see where it's at, see what you need to add, and play with it. This is just a base. You can go anywhere from here. You can make a spicy version with kimchi or gochujang, which I've done before, which is really good. You can make it a little bit sweeter with like mirin or Shaoxing wine. You have a lot of options with this, and that's what makes it such a good thing to start with for someone who may be newer to cooking or someone who's just looking to impress someone maybe. It's a good jumping off point more than anything. And it's delicious and quick and easy to make. So, hey, it's an all-win scenario. Still a little light for my taste, so we're gonna pop in a little more soy sauce. And what you're looking for when this is done, you're going to start seeing like little bits of, not burned, but like crispy rice, or you're going to see like the veggies are done, and that's when you're going to want to be done and take it off. Like you can still see that a lot of the onion is fairly opaque. You want it to be a little bit more translucent, so that's why I'm going to keep going. Downside to one of these glass stoves is this pan is constantly trying to slide around on me, so you got to make sure you hold it. And yeah, that's the basics of fried rice. Goes great with anything. I'm going to be having